he's talking about people being a draw and who's worth having to fight with, who deserves to fight, and then you fight Frank Martin, who is a promising talent.
That's a good fight now. That's a good fight.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight. But does he deserve it? And is Frank Martin a draw? He's not.
Frank Martin is not a draw.
Not a draw.
He's not.
Not a draw.
So you want to talk about the numbers that Shakur is doing and the numbers that Devin doing, and do you bring somebody that's never even headlined a fight before?
So Shawn Porter and his mans say that Frank Martin is not a draw. What do y'all think? Is Frank Martin a draw? Let me know down in the comment section. But if you want to know my opinion, I'm guessing that you do because you're here. I agree with Shawn Porter and his mans. Frank Martin is not a draw. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a great fight. I like this fight. I just don't like it enough for me to go and spend $80 or $74 or $75 on this fight. No, it's not pay-per-view worthy. It's not at all. Especially when you're, thanks to Bob Arum and Top Rank, we're about to get the undisputed light heavyweight championship between Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. Just including, just by having your ESPN Plus, it's not on pay-per-view. You're going to get the undisputed between Dimitri Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev. And Premier Boxing Champions wants to charge us $75, $80 to watch Frank Martin. Now I want to pivot to the other part of the content where my man brings up Gervonta Davis and his team saying that Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney are not a draw. But talk about a contradiction. What does Frank Martin have that Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney don't have? No, that's a serious question. What does Frank Martin have that Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson don't have? Let me know down in the comment section, please. Because I can't think of anything that Frank Martin possesses that Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson do not. I can't do it to save my life. Now, on the contrary, Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson both have something that Frank Martin does not. For one, for beginners, let's start with the fan base, right? I know that Shakur and Devin Haney have a way bigger following and a way bigger fan base than Frank Martin does. That's one. Two, I know that Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, they both are world champions. And Frank Martin is not. So now I want to pivot on to another interview that I watched with Nestor Gibbs from the Boxing Voice, where he was interviewing Tim Bradley. And Tim Bradley says that Tank Davis and his team do not care about the belts. They don't care about legacy, and all they care about is the money. Now, for those who haven't seen the video or think I'm capping, here you go. Watch and enjoy.
So this is what it. See, I told you this generation is about the money. They're not about the legacy. So Tank, for instance, is about the money. He doesn't care about the belts. And his people don't really care about it as well. All they trying to do is get the money. So keep Tank undefeated. No matter who Tank faces, we put him in there with a decent guy. This is the first time I think that Tank is fighting a brother. He's never fought a brother before. This is the first time. It's Frank Martin, and it's a somewhat risky fight, I would say, for Tank. Tank should get the job done. However, he makes money no matter who he faces. So why why do we need to take any chances? So that's the way they're thinking. Now, I don't like that. I want to see Tank face against Shakur Stevenson and all these other guys. Like that's why it's called a sport, man, or should be called a sport. The sport of boxing. The best should be fighting the best, right? But that's just not always so, man. All these guys, they have different goals in mind, and whether you respect it or not, it is what it is.
So that's the narrative, is that Tank Davis is all about the money and does not care about the belts or legacy. But I'm going to have to call cap on that as well, because there's no way that Tank Davis, you see, here's the thing. Tank Davis claims to be all about the money and not about legacy or about the belts. But this is where I call cap, because if he was all about the money, he would have fought Devin Haney in Saudi Arabia on His Excellency's Turkey Al-Sheikh's dime, because the man offered Gervonta Davis. He pretty much, man, the guy shits money out his ass. He if Tank Davis was really about the money, he would have took that offer up from Turkey Al-Sheikh. The man basically hands you an empty check and says, write your fucking number on it. But Tank Davis declined that offer. So you see why I'm having a problem understanding where this guy is. I just think this dude is capping, bro. He's just capping. There's no way that he's going to make as much as he would have fighting Devin Haney in Saudi Arabia. He's not going to make that much fighting Frank Martin here for Al Heyman. Get the fuck out of here, dude. And the way that Gervonta Davis responded to Turkey Al-Sheikh was just so thottish. That's the only way I could describe the way that Davis responded. It reminded me of like something a female would respond with, like, oh, you need to send me 2 Ferraris before I even think about it. Now you made me mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about low class, bruh. It's just embarrassing, dude. This dude Gervonta Davis is hella bitch made, fam. Now I want to pivot to just one more topic on Davis before ending this video. Feel free to answer this question in the comment section, but is Gervonta Davis ever going to fight any of the guys he calls out? I mean, Conor Benn. He called out Conor Benn. What happened? Nothing. He calls out George Kambosos. What happens? Nothing. He calls out Devin Haney. What happens? Nothing. Teofimo Lopez been calling this dude a bitch, and Tank Davis don't do shit about it. I don't think Tank Davis has ever called out Shakur Stevenson. He don't want that Shakur smoke. So yeah, fam. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. That's all I got for this one. Let's do me a favor, guys, and hit that thumbs up, hit that likes button on this one. That way, all the Gervonta sexuals could hear this video. Make sure that our boy Knockout 86 hears this video. Dean by any means, and all the other Gervonta, Sugar Tank Davis fans hear this one, man. But anyways, this has been your boy O-Dog Boxing, and I'm out this